Good afternoon. Welcome to my house. Let me show you around. I've been using the Jackery portables for a couple of years. The portable Jackeries that I use when I'm camping, I love them just for the convenience of having power when I need it, where I need it. But when I'm out in the boondocks, when I go to tent-only sites, I've got a pair of solar Sega 200s that I throw up on top in my roof rack and connect them up. The Jackery charges all day when I'm relaxing and taking it easy. The 5000 system came out and I said, this sounds like a good deal. It can power a lot more. I started out with just one unit, realized that an all-electric house needs more power, so I bought the second unit. I've got the smart transfer switch, and now I have probably 75% of my house running on Jackery power, some of it all day long. I recently added rooftop solar panels. Here we are on a bright sunny day, and the solar panels are charging the batteries as we speak. This is now my input on the solar panels. There's two different connections, two arrays, one for each unit. This was my original unit. These are the two expansion, 5,000 watt expansion batteries, one for each unit. In the event of a 2-day storm, 3-day storm, more storage is always better. With the smart transfer switch connected to my sub panel, I have 19 circuits that I can power during the house 24 hours a day. From about 1.5 miles west of the Tampa International Airport. Tampa Bay is originally known as the Cigar City. This was the cigar hub in the early 20th century. Today we are more noted for our beaches, sun and sand, and something with the geography or the old folklore that we're protected from hurricanes here in Tampa. We have not had an actual direct hit, I think, since 1921. There have been a couple close ones. I retired from the FAA as an air traffic controller. So some of the challenges in air traffic, the biggest one, of course, is weather. The hurricanes, they are so slow moving usually, they have time to make plans. And you'll notice that a lot of times the airlines will vacate all of their planes just like the military does from a certain region so that their planes themselves don't get damaged in the storm. Yeah, I do have a previous background in emergency services, so I've thought some things through, had an idea of what I wanted to do. I wanted to do it my way, not some salesperson's way. Every now and then things do fail and you scramble, but you prepare as much as possible to be ready for that inevitable time when something will fail. I've got them elevated since I am in a flood zone, just in case the floor would get a little wet. Last year for Hurricane Helene, I had water come up right to the garage door but not intrude. So it's just more of a precaution. It gives me a little bit extra storm surge protection. To me, hurricanes are something to respect but not fear. One of my neighbors texted us and said, hey, did you just lose power? And I don't know. I looked over at the clock on my stove and the stove was out. And I said, oh, we must have, but we didn't even know it. The UPS part is just like the small UPSs that you usually have on your computers. These were set up so that it was 0 millisecond transfer. So when the power went out, the lights wouldn't even flicker. You didn't know there was a power failure because the house is running on the batteries after the power comes into the battery from the grid. I was able to preserve all of my food, and then at night I was able to sleep with my CPAP. And the fun part was when the rest of the neighborhood was sitting here in the dark, I was still able to have internet and stream and TV, so we survived with a little bit of comfort. My favorite feature is probably the smart transfer switch. It makes management with the app so seamless. I can track my individual circuits, I can track my overall power. But my battery levels are at 65% combined, and I've generated the 10,300 from the sun, pulled 7,000 off the grid. The house has consumed 13,000 today, so 6,600 of it came from the batteries. Here in the kitchen, the microwave is on the system and the refrigerator and my lights. I power my water heater. Some people would say you're crazy to waste that kind of water, but we like hot showers even when the power's out. The Jackery brand has good reputation, a lot of installed units and modularity. What drew me to the 5000 was I could expand it at my pace, whether my pace just being time, whether it being money, and I really liked that feature, and I'm going to expand this out even further. Definitely worth the investment. It gives me peace of mind knowing that I've got a backup system whether I'm here in the house or on the road. It just means being self-sufficient.